However, the Democratic Alliance joining us now for their response. Chairperson Dean Macpherson joining us. Dean, good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on. It seems this was some kind of an attempt at writing off millions in irregular and unauthorized expenditure incurred in the previous financial year. What did the consulting auditing company discover through the books?
Well, thank you very much for having me. And listening to the previous speaker from the ANC, it's clear that he doesn't understand how local government work, which is not surprising for the ANC, considering the mess that they've created in this province. And let me just say from the outset that there's only ever one party that is adamant in writing off hundreds of millions of rands of debt, and that's the ANC. In eThekwini, they were responsible for writing off 750 million rand in unauthorized, fruitless and wasteful expenditure in 1 year alone. Now, in the Zululand Municipality, our Councillor Swalaki Shilembe, chairs the Municipal Public Accounts Committee, and he made it very clear to the council that it would be difficult for the party to sit and to agree on the proposed write-offs from the municipality and from this report without further discussions, consultations, and in-depth analysis of a report that has been presented. In reading that report, it's clear that the report attempts to paint that there are no financial losses for the municipality in the proposed write-offs. We do, however, see irregular expenditure differently, and we do think that there is a case for further discussions around this. So Councillor Swalaki made it known to the mayor that it would not be in the best interest of the municipality to proceed with that meeting until those consultations had been had. Now, the ANC put out a statement yesterday saying that a meeting had sat to approve this, and now by their own admission, they are saying that no meeting did take place. And what they've attempted to do is try and fool the public into believing that the ANC now are all of a sudden crusaders against corruption when they are, in fact, the architects of corruption in the province. But the DA being the champions of transparency that we are, the leaders of good government, as we see in the Mgeni municipality, have taken a very principled decision that until we get more answers and more clarity on these issues, that the meeting will not be held, and further discussions around the report.
Are you saying, Dean, there was no meeting set?
There was no meeting that took place.
It was set to take place, but it didn't take place because the NFP and the ANC would have wanted to boycott that meeting, and thus it collapsed.
Yeah, well, in fact, the DA didn't attend the meeting itself as the chair. I mean, the chair has to call the meeting, the chair has to attend the meeting, and that did not take place. So the ANC attempted to mislead the people of KwaZulu-Natal, that and the statement that they put out and the interaction that I had with their provincial secretary was in fact that their own region misled their provincial leadership and to believe that a meeting had taken place or that they had walked out of a meeting. That's just simply not true. And it's very clear that the ANC doesn't understand how local government works. This is the fundamental problem that we face in places like eThekwini, Msunduzi, Amdoni, Ugu, where there has just been a disaster, a trail of disaster that they've left because they don't get how local government works. And as I've said, there's only one party that continues to rack up unaccounted spending in municipalities, and that is the ANC, and that is well documented and well proven. So we've taken a very principled decision on this. We're going to continue to engage the IFP on this matter to ensure that we find satisfactory resolutions. and that we ensure that the municipality is on a path to stability, to growth, and to job creation.
So what about this item that would have been put in the agenda that recommends that irregular expenditure amounting to 85 million be written off, debt amounting to 27 million be raised against Premier Hotel for bookings that were not utilized, and contingent liabilities of 3 million be raised against APSA and AVMS respectively. 3 unauthorized expenditure amounting to 233 million incurred during 2022 and 2023 financial year be written off by council. Where is that item coming from?
Well, there is no item before council. And, with respect, it is the IFP that leads that government. We are not a part of that government, unlike governments like Tuesday, where we have a deputy mayor. So, with respect, I think the mayor must answer those questions, and I'm not here to answer those on his behalf. But it is suffice to say that the DA did not allow that item to go to council as the chair of Impact, and we will not allow the approval of irregular expenditure to take place that is not within the requisite frameworks. So we are not here to answer on behalf of any other political party or on behalf of the municipality, but simply to state that the record speaks for itself.
Yeah.
The DA did not allow this item to go to council because we believe that there are unanswered questions around the matter, and that more engagement needs to take place so that we can fully understand the intricacies of the report by the investigators, and so that we can fully be satisfied that remedial measures are in place, that those people who need to be held accountable are done so, and that there is no burden to the people of the municipality, as we play an opposition role in that municipality. We're not in government, and so the government must answer for its actions.
Have you engaged the mayor on it? I mean, you're going to be engaging, you're saying, the investigators or the auditors, the internal auditors, to get more details. Have you engaged the mayor on this?
Well, my line of relation is through to the IFP. It's not. I don't deal with the mayors. I deal with party to party. That is the whole point of the Service Delivery Pact, and the DA continues to honour that pact. And in fact, that's why the pact exists in the first place, is to improve outcomes for municipalities, to improve outcomes for the people of those municipalities, and to ensure that we see better services delivered. So that's why a halt has been put to this, because it must go through the processes that exist between our two parties. But the processes of government is not for me to intervene or me to interfere. It's to raise with the political party concerned, which is the IFP. And let me say that we have engaged on issues of concern on both ways. We have always managed to find each other, and I'm sure that we'll be able to find each other on this. Yeah. But where the DA is in opposition, we'll continue to play that role, because we must always be vanguards of process, of due process, and to ensure that where there is wrongdoing, that people are held accountable, and which we continue to do in places like eThekwini and Msunduzi, where the ANC has just run completely rampant over processes. In Msunduzi, as an example, they've spent 27 million rand funding a football club, which has got absolutely nothing to do with local service delivery. But the ANC are completely silent on that. They're completely silent on the 750 million rand in fruitless, wasteful and unauthorized expenditure in eThekwini. There's no water in the city, and yet they have absolutely nothing to say. So the DA, no matter where we are in the province, will always ensure that we fight for accountability.
So In the MPEC committee, then, have you instructed your members then to continue not to support this particular item? Because that's what the ANC is saying. Well, they will not be supporting this item. Will the DA be supporting this item in that MPEC committee?
Well, the DA chairs that impact committee because we are the oversight authority of the municipality. That is a role that we take very, very seriously. And so no meeting has taken place, and no meeting will take place until the DA is satisfied with the answers that we seek. So what the ANC's views are totally irrelevant, quite frankly, and they are nothing more than political posturing with their branch members in the NFP and co-travelers in places like eThekwini that prop them up. So, I think that when the ANC and the NFP talk about, fighting irregular expenditure, I think the people of this province, quite frankly, laugh at them because they have no credibility or track record in doing so. It's only the DA that has sought to hold governments accountable for their job. That's what we are doing here. That's what we are doing in municipalities like eThekwini, like Msunduzi, like Ugu, like Mkambatini, like Mshwati, like in many places that the ANC have ruined. And that's what we will continue to do in this instance as well.
I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on this evening as Dean Macpherson there of the Democratic Alliance in KwaZulu-Natal. Right.